Greetings, conference chair, distinguished colleagues and fellow delegates. My name is Ryder Machete from the School of Public Management, Governance and Public Policy at the University of Johannesburg in South Africa. I am delighted to share work co-authored with Professor Shikha entitled Factors Affecting the Effective Implementation of Performance Management System in South African Municipalities. Around the world, local governments are the frontline actors in achieving the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, yet many struggle to translate performance frameworks into tangible service delivery gains. South Africa's two largest metropolitan municipalities in particular, Johannesburg and Tshwane, offer us a very telling case. Robust policies exist on paper, but day-to-day implementation is hampered by leadership gaps, cultural resistance, and limited capacity. And of course, drawing exclusively on publicly available documents, audit reports, municipal plans, our qualitative analysis highlights the non-technical and human-centered challenges that undermine performance systems. We argue that sustainable urban governance depends not only on metrics and compliance, but also on leadership commitment, organizational culture, and continuous training and learning. From here, I will outline the research problem, the new public management-based theoretical lens. I'll summarize our document analysis method applied in the study, present key findings on leadership, training, and cultural challenges experienced. Lastly, propose practical, scalable interventions of value to municipalities across emerging and developed contexts alike. Municipalities play a central role in delivering essential services, promoting local development, and driving inclusive growth. In South African context, they are the frontline institution responsible for implementing the developmental mandate of the state. Given this important and pivotal role, the effectiveness of municipalities' governance systems, particularly performance management systems, PMS, become very critical. PMS are designed to ensure accountability, align strategic goals with operational delivery, and foster a culture of performance. This study focuses specifically on two metropolitan municipalities, the city of Johannesburg and the city of Tshwane in South Africa. These metros were selected due to their strategic importance, population size, and resource capacity, which make them ideal case studies for examining the practical realities of performance management systems implementation in complex urban environments. While performance management systems have been formally introduced in many South African municipalities, their practical impact remains very limited. So in many cases, implementation is either inconsistent, superficial, or undermining service delivery and developmental goals. The core aim of this study is to explore the underlying challenges that delay the effective functioning of performance management systems in local government. Rather than focusing on technical or procedural flaws, the research turns its attention to non-financial human-centered challenges. These include weak leadership commitment, a lack of performance culture, limited staff awareness, and unique training. Understanding these obstacles is critical for improving municipal accountability and performance outcomes, therefore. The study is framed within the theoretical paradigm of new public management, which emerged as a reform movement in the 1980s and has since shaped public sector governance globally. The NPM advocates for performance-oriented management, efficiency, and result-based accountability. It borrows practices from the private sector, such as the use of strategic planning, performance indicators, and decentralized decision-making, which can be adopted in the public sector as well. In the context of this study, NPM provides useful lens for understanding the emphasis placed on measurable outcomes and service delivery targets within municipalities. However, this very framework is not without critique. critics argue that the NPM often overlooks the complexities of public institutions, including the role of value, the stakeholder diversity, and the bureaucratic culture thereof. This study, therefore, still applies the NPM, using it to analyze both the strength and limitations of current performance management practices in South African municipalities. When conducted, the study employed qualitative research design using exploratory and descriptive method to uncover how and why performance management systems are failing to deliver intended results. Data was collected through document review, including the integrated development plans, municipal audit reports, organizational scorecards, and academic literature. Thematic analysis was also applied to assist in identifying recurrent patterns and challenges, while remaining very sensitive and cautious to the socio-political and institutional context in which these systems operate within. This method really allowed for a richer understanding of implementation challenges beyond what quantitative performance metrics can reveal. So the findings of the study points to several recurring challenges. First, the leadership commitment to performance system is inconsistent or absent in other cases, which undermines institutional accountability and momentum of performance management systems. Second, there's a lack of ongoing training and performance awareness across staff levels, which really results in limited buy-in and role clarity from the general staff. Third, the resistance to change and entrenched organizational cultures prevent performance management systems from being effectively adopted or integrated into routine operations. And lastly, there is a limited cascading of performance target to operational levels, making it difficult to align individual performance with institutional goals. Upon that, we therefore conducted a focused analysis of the Johannesburg's municipalities' implementation of the balanced scorecard, but it still reveals implementation gaps, that although the framework exists on paper, it is not fully embedded within the departmental practices. Strategic objectives are often not translated into measurable targets or tracked effectively. Furthermore, staff awareness performance goals is low. Feedback loops between management and operational teams are either weak or massively missing entirely. So it is this disconnect that compromises the potential of performance management systems to really drive real performance improvement. So based on the challenges identified, the study makes 4 key recommendations. First, municipalities need to invest in capacity building and awareness at all institutional levels, ensuring staff and understanding their roles within the performance management framework. Second, align municipal strategic objectives with individual key performance indicators to enhance clarity and ownership. Third, foster a culture of performance that promotes accountability, peer learning, and results-based evaluation. And lastly, institutionalized public monitoring and system reviews to refine implementation and close feedback gaps that we have identified. So in terms of contribution, this study adds to the growing body of literature on performance management in local government, particularly in the Global South context. It highlights the importance of recognizing human factors such as leadership, communication, as well as culture in the system implementation. Furthermore, the findings offer practical, scalable insights that may be applied beyond just Johannesburg and Tshwane to other municipalities with similar governance challenges. The study also invites scholars and practitioners to think beyond just compliance and consider performance management as a developmental tool. In conclusion, I wish to emphasize that effective performance management system in municipalities requires far more than technical compliance. They call for ethical leadership, they call for institutional capacity, they call for a culture aligned with performance values and strong feedback mechanisms that informs continuous improvement. These demand deliberate a shift in minds. from performance as a checklist obligation to performance as a means of delivering public value and ensuring citizen-centered service. This study contributes to that shift by offering a grounded understanding of the real-world challenges to implementation, and it proposes a really human-centered strategic response to reforming performance governance in South African municipalities. Thank you once again for this opportunity to share this work. I hope the insights presented on the human-centered challenges facing performance management systems in South African municipalities have offered meaningful contribution to the ongoing reflections on sustainable governance and institutional reform. I welcome any feedback, comments, or opportunity to engage through the conference platform or via email. Thank you for your time and interest in this research. Thank you.